from India who is paraplegic as a result of polio. So I really know what it is for him every day to get through the day, and that's with assistance. But so many kids in so many parts of the world don't have that assistance. To be sure, the numbers are hugely reduced. From the time I adopted my son Thaddeus, I think there were hundreds of thousands then afflicted with paralytic polio, and now the numbers are in the hundreds. So the numbers are going in the right way. We just have to keep pushing.
Can I ask a question on that subject? During the presentation, I was very moved to learn how you contracted polio when you were taken to hospital. Would you just share that with us?
Really?
Okay. I thought that was very nice, you know, the toys.
Oh, well, yes. It was my 9th birthday, and I'd not been feeling so well. And I'm in the middle of a large family, 7 kids. And on my birthday party, I just didn't have much energy, and I was sitting on a low wall, and my friends kicked the ball beneath my feet on the wall, and I, against better judgment, jumped off the wall to kick the ball back, and I just fell to the ground. And the next day was Sunday, and Catholics know that you have to go to Mass, and again, I did my best to get up, and I fell to the ground. And then, next thing I know, I was in the public wards for contagious diseases, diagnosed with polio. But the little interim step is, I think, what you were referring to. As we waited, I had a spinal tap, and we were waiting for the results, and I could hear the drone of the rosary in the next room, so I knew it was serious. And it was during polio epidemic, so even a 9-year-old knew. We didn't swim in public pools, we didn't go to movies, but in Beverly Hills, California, we had our own swimming pool. We had our own screening room. Nevertheless, my diagnosis was polio, and I knew very likely there was a chance I would never come home again or be paralyzed. So what I did is I put all my belongings into little piles for my brothers and sisters, and so there were my doll's eyes, some bird feathers, all my treasures. And as I was being carried out of the room, I heard the doctor say to my mother, "You better burn all that." And I was off on a journey, leaving nothing behind. And what I didn't say, too, was when I finally got back home, my whole family had moved. So great was the fear of polio that I was so like typhoid Mary, you know, that even my own family was afraid of me. The grass had been torn up and reseeded. The swimming pool was drained. The carpets were torn up. The wallpaper had been ripped off the walls. The furniture was being recovered. The entire house was stripped bare, and no one was allowed to pray with me. And I didn't go back to school for half a year. So it really gave me time to think and pause, to think that, you know, yes, I was, by the scruff of my neck, dropped back into my life, but not without a lot of serious thinking for a 9-year-old about what that meant, what it meant to be shunned. You know, I identify very strongly with those in the HIV/AIDS community now, because I know what it is to be shunned. I remember coming back to school and chasing people with my finger as they screamed and ran away from me, with my defense of saying, you know, I'm going to touch you. And then, you know, when my family finally came home, you know, I mean, everyone was a little afraid of me. So it was a profound difference in my life, and it certainly galvanized me as a survivor of polio to somehow try to be part of the solution. And so I'm particularly happy to be sitting here over and over again, to stand up for those who can't stand, for those victims of polio. And it is a thrill to be there to give those drops to children. And for me, it's so moving, the moment when you put the drops in a baby's mouth, knowing that that baby won't have to endure paralysis.